I love IKEA. There's just something about the feeling of being guided through several different, beautifully staged rooms that make you realize that maybe it's time to replace the sofa, but make you feel depressed at the same time because your home will never look like this. I really wish my kitchen looked like this. What exactly makes IKEA showroom rooms look so good and inviting? That's what we're gonna try to find out in this video. I'm gonna pick 3 examples of rooms here at IKEA showroom and try to do a design breakdown of them to identify elements that make them look so comfortable, cozy, and inviting and make you wanna live here. Okay, let's go. These are the rooms we're gonna look at today. This moody living room with a more industrial style. This cozy, open concept space of living and dining. And this neutral yet very inviting bedroom. And of course, I'll be talking about all of them from the comfort of my home, because I just can't walk around IKEA's showroom talking to my phone for too long. I'm just too shy for that. And also, I'm gonna need Photoshop to show you all the different examples, so I needed my laptop. You guys seem to have liked my previous design breakdown video, so I hope you enjoyed this one too. If you do, don't forget to hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel to see more of this kind of content. As it turns out, all 3 examples share a lot of the same principles that make them work, so instead of dividing the video into 3 separate examples, I'll go over each of the concepts and show you their impact on all 3 rooms, okay? First up, texture. Texture is crucial in interior design because it adds depth, contrast, and a sensory experience to a space. It enhances visual interest, prevents monotony, and helps define the mood. Even in neutral color schemes, layering different textures keeps a design dynamic and inviting. There are some elements that obviously add texture here, but if you think about it, everything has a texture. What we want is diversity. And this includes all the wooden elements, textiles, such as the rugs, the upholstery fabric, the rattan decorative objects, and yes, even the plants. In fact, plants are an amazing way to add texture to a space. In this other living room here, we have less elements, but this entire brick wall here also adds a lot of texture and also dimension to the room, along with the tall plants and the rug. It definitely becomes way less interesting without all these elements. Same for the bedroom. They made sure to also add some texture to the walls through this elegant molding. I just love it. Look how it changes the room. This bedroom also has a very cozy reading nook with, again, lots of different textures. And that would look and feel way less interesting without all of them. Now, something that is also related to texture and also plays a very important role in these rooms is the use of layers. Notice that it's never only a sofa. It's a sofa plus some cushions, plus a throw blanket, or even 2 or 3. In this room specifically, they even layered 2 rugs to create this interesting effect. Layering different pieces not only makes the room feel cozier, but also feel more intentional, since you're not just thinking about the function of the pieces, but how you want the overall room to feel. Look what happens if we removed some of these layers. And same goes for the bedroom. This bed definitely looks super comfortable because of all the pillows and also the throws they used here. Now we can gradually remove some of them to see how it impacts the overall look and feel of this room. Now, I'm not saying that the more pillows you put on a bed, the better it would look. There are definitely some very good examples of simpler bedrooms that also look very elegant. And let's be honest, it's just not practical to remove 5 rows of pillows every night before going to bed, only to put them back on in the morning. But in the case of IKEA's showroom, their goal is to make their rooms feel as cozy and inviting as possible and also showcase a lot of their products, so I do understand their choice of adding several different layers to this bed here. Now, something that definitely stands out in all rooms here in this showroom is the amount of decorative objects they use. I'll admit, the process of choosing and styling decorative objects is one of the most challenging parts of interior design for me. But I've been learning more about it. And if you could also use some help with this topic, the sponsor of today's video, Skillshare, is here to help. Skillshare is the largest online learning community for creatives with thousands of classes led by industry experts across film, illustration, design, freelance, productivity, and more. Skillshare can help you take your career, hobbies, passions, and even a side hustle to the next level. It has so many cool classes related to design and creativity, including complete courses on interior design concepts and even a specific class dedicated to finding your preferred style and how to actually source and style pieces for your space. I just finished this one and it really gave me some amazing insights. So if that sounds exciting to you, make sure to check the link in the description, because the first 500 people to use it will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. That's a whole month where you can dive deeper into your passion or any specific skill, like Photoshop, photography, drawing, or even cooking. So thank you Skillshare for sponsoring this video, and thank you guys for checking them out. It really helps support the channel and my work. Stuff like picture frames, wall art, vases, and all sorts of knickknacks help the spaces feel more personal and lived in, and they also bring life and personality. And this is true for any interior, regardless of style. Sure, some styles use more decor than others, but these pieces are a crucial part of a good and intentional design. Just look at how this room changes if we removed most of the decorative objects. Way less inviting. Same goes to the bedroom. Have you noticed the pictures on the wall here above each nightstand? They feel effortless and they blend in so well, but they definitely make a huge difference. Now, another aspect that is very much related to the addition of decorative objects is balance. And this time I'll highlight specifically vertical balance. Height is essential in interior design because it creates a sense of proportion, harmony, and visual flow in a space. Varying heights in furniture, decor, and architectural elements prevent a room from feeling flat or unbalanced, guiding the eye upward and making spaces feel more dynamic. A well-balanced mix of different heights ensures the room feels interesting and visually engaging. Remember when we removed all the wall art and shelf from this room here? It feels flat not only because of the lack of decorative elements, but also because it is way too bottom heavy now. The same thing happens if we remove the elements from the walls in this living room. And it becomes even more dramatic if we didn't have floor-to-ceiling curtains. In fact, even if your window is short, adding floor-to-ceiling curtains will definitely make it more interesting and also add more height to the room. This is a clever trick to make small spaces feel larger, by the way. In the case of the bedroom, they added height here through the wall panels that cover the whole wall, the pictures above the nightstand, these two lamps, and also the pendant here in the center of the room. Watch how the room changes drastically without these elements. Moving on to one of the most important elements, in my opinion, lighting. Before we make any comparisons, just count how many light sources they added to this living room. And this one, and the bedroom. This speaks for itself. Lighting is key to setting the mood of a room. Using multiple lamps instead of just the overhead lights create a cozy and inviting atmosphere where light bounces off all different textures, and this sometimes even creates new patterns. Now, simulating how these rooms would look without all of these different light sources, it's not exactly easy, but here's what I've been able to do. Hopefully, this illustrates the importance of light in interior design. Finally, I also wanted to mention the intentional use of pattern in many of the rooms here in the showroom. Now, adding pattern to a space, and especially combining different ones, can be a challenge. And it definitely depends on your personal taste. But in the case of this very neutral room, where most elements are either white or beige, the use of pattern here is a clever way to add more interest and also some contrast, as an alternative to using a wider color palette, for example. If the sheets, pillow covers, and the duvet cover were also plain beige, it wouldn't look as interesting. In your opinion, which elements add pattern to this living room here? At first glance, I would say only this cushion. But actually, the brick wall is a very large surface that's entirely covered by a pattern. And along with the texture it brings, it is definitely one of the elements that add the most character to this room. What about this one? Well, they went all in with pattern here. From the cushions to the rugs and the curtains, the variety of patterns here contribute for the space to feel more homey and cozy. Just look at the impact of replacing them. Now, this isn't necessarily worse than before, it is just different. It all depends on your personal preference and how you would like the room to feel. Geometric and monochrome prints create a modern, minimalist look, while elegant florals and damask patterns evoke a classic, traditional feel. In contrast, a room with little to no pattern can feel calm and understated, but may also appear flat or lacking in visual interest for some people. Different patterns can dramatically change the style of a room by adding personality, movement, and depth. Now, before we wrap things up, I just wanted to show you a quick exercise that I did of how these rooms would look without most of the elements that I mentioned here in this video. So, take a look at these comparisons. Okay, That's it for today's video. Hopefully it was helpful. It was a very fun experience. I really love walking around IKEA, and some design knowledge actually makes it way more fun. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel to see more home decor related content. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.